Hello and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us tonight for our Friday night fights. Yeah.
Yes. We are here. It is Friday, March 29th, and we are going to watch MLW War Chamber, Smackdown, and Rampage. So, if you're here with us, we appreciate you choosing Workhorse Wrestling Network for your watch along. We know you got a lot of options. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button on this video, hit the bell to be notified so you can be notified every time we drop content, which is often, usually something every day of the week. So, how's your Friday, Sammy
Um,
Joe?
okay. Cleaned up a bit. Got stew on the stove. Haven't eaten it yet, but podcast is more important than food.
SmackDown is getting ready to start, as is MLW War Chamber. If you are here with us watching, please let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. What you think about whatever show you're watching or whatever you got going on. We'd love to interact with you. So,
I need a recliner.
all right, SmackDown is in Philadelphia tonight.
Philly.
Philly, where they booed Santa Claus.
I mean, would you boo Santa Claus?
No. Uh,
No.
no. MLW, Mr. St. Laurent has his WTF World Titan Federation. It's hysterical, but he just goes by the initials, so basically, what the fuck? But it's World Titan Federation, and then he uses the same then, now, forever as WWE. It's hysterical.
I feel like you got the excuse though. Like you don't celebrate Christmas, so like you
I
should
do,
feel
though.
free to. Oh, you do?
I do, though.
Well, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, I come from a very non-religious family, even though I'm Jewish by birth. We're really non-religious, and we basically just adhere to all the traditional American holidays. So we celebrate. I mean, a lot of times I celebrated Hanukkah and Christmas, but Christmas is actually my favorite holiday. So nothing to do with religion at all. It just happens to be my favorite holiday. So all right, tonight on MLW we got the War Chamber. So they got two cages with barbed wire surrounding two rings.
Mohegan Sun.
In Philly, or is that where MLW is? Did I miss that?
Uh, Philly.
Oh yeah, they're at the Mohegan. Yes, at the Mohegan Sun. Whatchamacallit? Casino, hotel and casino. Oh, I hear voices in my head. They come to me.
They call to me, they understand, they talk to me. They talk to me.
In case you didn't know, by that wonderful duet of his entrance theme song, Randy Orton is coming to the ring on SmackDown. On War Chamber, Selena De La Renta. There's a little video package of what happened earlier today.
I don't know
An
who does it, but
argument with somebody.
whoever does the voiceover work on the Randy Orton videos, that is
Uh-huh.
hilarious. Of the voices talking to him. I need more of that.
Can I get this? I can. Okay. Randall Keith Orton versus Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Triple threat for Logan Paul's title at WrestleMania. Should be a fun match. I think that's one of the matches I'm definitely excited about. Coming to the ring right now on MLW, the opening match, Janai Kai. You can see on the screen.
I heard people talking about internal monologue.
What do you mean?
That like a voice talking in their head.
Yeah. Is it internal monologue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't do that. Like I just think.
You don't talk to yourself?
Sometimes out loud.
I talk to myself in my head and out loud. Sometimes you have to have a conversation with an expert, right? You got to have expert advice. So.
But like I don't hear my voice in my head. I just, think the words.
See, my problem is I hear all the other voices in my head. Ooh, I'm just kidding. All my different personalities.
Like if I were to have an internal monologue, why would I want it to be my own voice anyways? Give me Patrick Stewart, give me Morgan Freeman, like shit.
That's funny. So MLW, these two women are competing for the featherweight title. Janai Kai won it a couple months ago, beating Delmi Exo for the title.
I went to watch a movie on Netflix earlier, and it ended up like being basically just soft core, and I was like, what is up with movies nowadays? Like if you want to watch that, it's free on the internet. Like let my movies be movies.
Nope, sex and violence sells, and apparently the more explicit or outrageous or the more graphic it is, the better, the more it sells.
I mean, I'm good with violence.
At least
I
at the
like
moment.
violence.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind violence, but I definitely don't need excessive gory violence just for the sake of violence. Like, my imagination works fine. You can leave something to it, right? Both with the sex and with the violence.
I mean, that's the thing with scary movies is sometimes the scariest things are the things that you don't actually see. It's the things that you imagine.
100%. Absolutely. For me, they're
Like
always scarier. Yeah.
that's a big way of how they did the first Alien movie.
Yeah.
You don't have to show the whole
Absolutely.
thing. If you show like the whole thing, it's not as scary. Like
100%.
just showing a tail, just showing its mouth.
Yeah. Just knowing it's there, just knowing something's about to happen or jump out or something's chasing somebody. Yeah. All right. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are about to take on Pretty Deadly. Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Do you know which one's which?
I
Is Kit
believe Kit Wilson is the blonde. No, I got that backwards. Kit Wilson is the brunette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Elton is the blonde and Kit is the brunette. All right.
Yes.
All right. So Elton now just got tagged into the ring. He's in the ring with Randy Orton. Janai Kai trying to retain her championship here at MLW War Chamber, facing a woman I'm not familiar with, Unagi Sayaka. 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 I don't know. How would you pronounce that last name?
Sayaka.
Sayaka. Unagi Sayaka. Let's see. Poll
Uh,
on YouTube is open. Check it out. Let us know who you think's gonna win. Get on that poll. Get on that poll. In case you didn't know by the name, uh, Unagi is Japanese, I believe. She appears to be Japanese.
When is Selena De La Renta gonna wrestle again?
Probably never. Right now, she's just managing.
Mm-hmm.
She has a little faction in MLW. Selena De La Renta Productions is what she calls it.
She's definitely talented.
Yeah. No, she's great on the mic. I mean, she's been good in the role that she's been in on MLW. 2. Janai Kai kicks out after a big leg drop from Unagi. This has been a good match. Both women are good. It's been close and competitive. Going for a backslide. Oh, no. Going for a. What is she going to do here? Oh. Like a gory bomb, but into a submission. Instead of actually slamming her, she's just yanking her neck back. Interesting. Oh. And then she let go and face planted her. 1, 2, and Janai Kai kicks out. We're at commercial for SmackDown. We're in the final episodes up to WrestleMania. I expect it should be a good show. What do you think so far about the road to WrestleMania the last month or so? Raw, SmackDown.
They've been doing a good job, especially Raw this week. I was definitely a big fan. April 6th. Battlehawks versus the Renegades.
Oh
UFL.
yeah, is that the first game?
I'm guessing, or maybe it's just because it's my local team.
No, I think it's the first game because I think it's the champions of last year's UFL versus the champions of last year's XFL, since they merged. So I think the first week is the two champions.
They're both XFL teams.
Oh. Well, they were saying that the two champions were supposed to face each other in week 1. One, 2. Janai Kai kicks out again. Unagi has some interesting offense. Oh, all right. That was weird. She put her leg over her arm and then just kind of like face planted her. It was weird.
March 30th. So tomorrow.
Oh. What? Oh, is the opening game?
Yep.
Opening game of the season? Yeah.
Tomorrow.
And that's the Arlington Renegades versus.
I think it's Birmingham.
Yeah, Birmingham. Birmingham won the UF. Yeah, they won the UFL championship, and Arlington won the XFL championship. Oh, did Janai Kai just win and retain her championship? I missed the pin. What happened there? Hold on for a second. Let me back this up 10 seconds or so and see. I swear I just. What did I just miss? Okay, Janai Kai. Put her in the corner. And I hit her with the big running pump kick to the face. 1, 2, 3. And Janai Kai retains her championship as she celebrates and walks up the ramp with Selena. On SmackDown, we got Owens with the cover on Elton. Elton kicks out after a 2 count.
All right,
What's up, Hassan?
We got the Robin Renegades versus the Matt Riddles.
What's up, Hassan? I'm happy for
Stallion.
Easter. Gonna get to hide some eggs for my grandson, so that should be fun. Happy Easter to everybody coming up on Sunday.
Oh,
Hassan's voting for Pretty Deadly.
My sister told me she wants to go to church. I'm excited.
Yeah. And the poll is closed. Oh, we got AJ Francis on MLW talking to Alex Kane.
I think it's been like a decade since she's gone to church, so the moment she said she wanted to go, I was just like, hey, I'll go with you. I got to see this myself. But Easter Sunday, great time for her to start going again.
I suppose if you're a religious person, that's one of the days to go. Yes, thank you, Miss Chrissy Love from True Hill Heat, Professor Chris of the NWA podcast, for joining us last Tuesday on the cookout for playing Name That Superstar. Professor Chris was the winner. Sammy disappointed all of us here at Workhorse and let somebody else come into our house and take a W. But it's all right. I didn't actually see, so I don't know how bad his performance was. You can tell us how close it was or not, but needless to say, you let them win. So good job, pal. Good job.
I think I did pretty good, but man, Professor Chris came with it.
Yeah. We got AJ Francis coming to the ring, formerly known as Top Dollar in WWE. He is a member of the World Titan Federation with Mr. Saint Laurent leading the way.
Because the thing is, it's not just knowing the answers, it's being fast.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good at knowing answers, but I'm not very good at being fast.
Right. It takes you a minute or two to figure out what the answers are, to remember. Yeah. Access the information in the brain. Mr. Saint Laurent is now ringside at commentary. And we're going to have AJ Francis talking to, I assume, Alex Kane.
Like for one of them, my first thought was FTR. And I said it. And then literally like a second later, it popped in my brain. Oh, that's the actual answer. Dang it. Like I need a few seconds to cook.
Yeah. I have to just toast because I'm just terrible. My recollection is horrible. I don't pay enough attention to the promos and stuff to even know. Like when you do end that promo or end that, or who said this promo. Like I have no freaking clue. I don't remember storylines, even if they're big storylines. Like the two storylines that ever stand out, and the only two storylines I ever remember in my head, and both of them I absolutely hated, was the one time when they had dog food in the storyline, and I think it was Roman Reigns, and I don't even.
You might cut out. It's staticky.
How about now?
I can hear you. Yeah, right. Roman Reigns and the dog food, and what's the other one?
When everyone had to kiss Vince's ass in the ring.
Oh.
Well, okay. And I remember Stone Cold being attacking Vince in the hospital. Or I remember Stone Cold attacking Vince in the hospital.
The one that forever lives rent-free in my brain is when Dick had Val's Venus to go.
I don't remember that at all.
Choppy.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. So when it comes to remembering storylines, I'm terrible. And when promos especially. All right, Alex Kane coming to the ring. I don't know what we're going to have here, but we're having a little face-off between AJ Francis and Alex Kane. Alex Kane's taking his clothes off and he's got his wrestling gear on, so maybe we're going to get a match.
Kevin getting quite a few grays in his beard. I suppose I'm not too far away from that myself. I already got like 2.
Gray hairs?
And my beard, yeah.
Where are? Okay. Okay, here it is. So it is going to be Alex Kane versus AJ Francis.
No gray hairs on my head yet, though.
I have a few gray hairs on my head. I'm starting to get some gray hairs in my beard and mustache. I got two little ones right below my nostrils, right at the top of my mustache. It almost makes it look like there's always snot coming down. It's awesome. I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have more gray body hairs than head hairs.
Let's see. Alex Kane dropping the elbow, going for the pin. One. AJ Francis kicks out at one. We are at commercial for SmackDown. When we come back, it looked like The Rock had just come out. Is that correct?
I didn't see that.
Oh, maybe it was just a video clip. I'm not watching it closely, but maybe it was just a commercial.
Um, One thing I will say is that when I do get gray hairs on my head, like my family gets the Reed Richards, the gray sideburns. That's what we
Right.
get.
Yeah.
But if I go with a high and tight, no one's gonna even know I'm going gray.
So there's that. That is a big difference, though, from the long hair that you always have.
Well, I mean, my hair's only long because I'm planning on donating it.
Oh, okay. Oh, AJ Francis with the huge knee to Alex Kane in the corner.
Otherwise, I prefer something short.
I didn't realize that. I thought you liked having long hair.
I just like to give back, especially for kids with cancer, considering my family history.
Yeah. AJ Francis is working over Alex Kane at the moment. This is not a title match. AJ Francis is going to try to, smash Alex Kane into the ring post, but Alex Kane moved. Oh, and then smashed AJ Francis into the ring post.
So, my grandfather had 7 sons. Him and 5 of his sons all passed from cancer.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes. Wow, wow, wow. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Francis has Kane on the second rope and his knee in his back. We're coming back on SmackDown. WrestleMania kickoff advertisement for the kickoff show. AJ Francis is a big dude. Alex Kane fighting back. AJ Francis is giving Alex Kane a pretty good match here. This is the first time I've really seen AJ Francis in a singles match like this, and he's held his own pretty good against the MLW champion. Oh, huge spear from Alex Kane. Boom, baye, boom, baye. Alex Kane getting him up for the suplex, big suplex. Hyping up the crowd. Gonna try to put him down.
Promo from EO.
Big belly to back suplex. 1, 2, and AJ kicks out. Yep, promo from EO. Talking about Bailey. Right? Yeah. She's a narcissist. She wants everyone to feel sorry for her. Bailey's hypocrisy disgusts EO. Alex Kane straps her down. He's trying to German suplex. AJ Francis couldn't get him, but Mr. St. Laurent helped. Oh, choke slam. Alex Kane up and down. AJ Francis falls on top. 1, 2, 3.
Not
Holy
sure
shit.
who is going to win at Mania.
Wow. But in what?
Bailey versus EO.
Bailey versus EO. I have a feeling Bailey's going to win.
If it was still Vince in charge, I absolutely think it would be Bailey. With Triple H, I'm like more 50-50 on it.
Yeah. Well, big upset. AJ Francis got the clean win. Well, not the clean win. I apologize. He had the low blow, but chokeslam for the clean pin in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. On the champion in a non-title match. I assume that means AJ Francis will get a title shot in the near future.
I don't know why, but I'm kind of craving pickles.
Craving pickles?
Mm-hmm.
There's 4 guys in the ring with AJ right now. They all got their fists in the air. It looks like this is his new group squad. What is going on AEW? I mean, on SmackDown. EO and Bailey being kept apart.
Mm-hmm. Bailey stormed in and attacked EO while she was
during her promo.
Mm-hmm. Well shot. Good job, WWE.
SmackDown coming back from commercial with Nick Aldis.
I got it. I want a cheeseburger with extra pickle. That's what I want.
SmackDown general manager in the ring. Homemade or bought from somewhere?
It doesn't matter to me. The part that matters is the extra pickle. But I'd like a onion and cheese with it. What do you like on your burger? Are you a mustard guy, a mayo guy?
I usually do a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of mustard. I like some ketchup or some barbecue sauce too, depending on how, I try to not put too much on so it's not too like wet and sloppy. But I like pickles. I like onions. A little bit of lettuce. I don't do tomato.
Wet and sloppy.
Yeah, definitely not interested in that. I don't like it when the burger just falls all apart on you. And we're going to have another War Chamber match on Saturday, April 20th. Death Fighters versus The Calling.
All right. You got Jade giving autographs and high fives to the fans.
Now she's coming to the ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we got a babyface Jade here. Like, all right, I'm down. We're
On
gonna
MLW,
decided to Jade.
The Calling is beating up somebody. Sami Callihan took over The Calling, expelled Raven, and now Raven has his own group again. Death Fighters. To battle his old group, The Calling. At War
Future women's
Chamber
world champion here.
Yeah, no doubt. Looking very swole. She is in incredible
she's
shape.
in excellent condition.
Love Doug. Looks like coming to the ring. Oh no, maybe that's not Love Doug, is it? Oh no, it's not. I'm sorry, I apologize. I have no idea this was a match that wasn't marked, so I'm trying to figure out who these two guys are. One is a cowboy with a bull rope, with a cowbell. Jade doing an in-ring promo right now. Sounds great, looks great. Mads Kruger's coming to the ring for an impromptu match against the guy that I don't know who it is. Contra is back in MLW, being led by Mads Kruger. No more Jacob Fatu, no more Joseph Samael.
Solid promo from Jade. Short, straight to the point.
Short and straight to the point.
Now the question is, who's she taking that title off of? Io or Bailey?
No.
I kind of want to say Io wins at Mania now. If Jade is in the running, like. I mean, let's take a second and think about it. What heels do they have for the women's division on SmackDown?
Say that again?
What heels do they have for the women's division on SmackDown?
What heels do they have for the women's division on SmackDown? Well, Damage Control, right? They're all heels at the moment.
Yes.
So there's four of them. Who else is on SmackDown? Liv Morgan's a face. Becky's a face.
She's Raw.
Oh, you're right. Becky's on SmackDown. She's a face.
No, Becky's on Raw.
Well, then I don't know. I guess tell me who the women are on SmackDown, and I'll tell you who the fucking heels are. Because obviously I can't remember who's on which show. So Bayley's on SmackDown.
Yeah.
She is a face right now.
Alba Fire.
Yeah, I don't know if she's a face or a heel.
Got B-Fab.
Yeah.
You got Charlotte Flair, who can be either one.
But she's not even here right now. She hasn't been around for a while now. So, I mean.
Elektra Lopez.
She's definitely not a heel.
She is a heel.
Are you sure? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
Maybe you're thinking of Zelina Vega.
I'm not sure. I'd have to see
Isla
her to dig
Dawn.
into it. Yeah.
We already said Damage Control.
Right.
Michin.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Naomi's definitely a face.
Scarlett Bordeaux, but I don't think we've ever watched her wrestle.
Nope.
Shotzi.
But she's definitely a heel. Shotzi's a face.
Tamina.
Definitely a heel.
And Tiffany Stratton.
Definitely a heel.
So we got 4. 5 if you count Scarlett, but she don't wrestle.
Yeah.
Not counting Damage Control, of course.
Right. So you actually have like 8 women, ultimately. Oh, big choke slam by Mads Kruger. We're still at commercial on SmackDown.
So if Bayley wins, who does she have to face? She can face the members of Damage Control, Tamina, Tiffany Stratton, and Alba Fire.
Yeah.
I don't see Isla Dawn challenging for the title.
Nope. Probably not. No, I mean, if Bayley wins, she'll probably continue her feud with Damage Control, or Damage Control will split up and she'll end up feuding with one of those 4 women. Or Charlotte will come back and there'll be a feud there, or someone will get brought up from NXT and there'll be a feud there. I mean, maybe it'll be Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah. I suppose.
I mean, they don't. I mean, there's no real brand split. They seem to be moving people around all the time. So just bring somebody over from Raw, whoever they want. If they don't like what's on SmackDown, they'll just bring somebody over from Raw. But my guess is that if Bayley beats Io for the title, she's probably not done with Damage Control. Unless Damage Control decides to split up. What else? I mean, Damage Control has no other focus other than trying to destroy Bayley. I mean, they have no other storyline, so. Contra is trying to put Mad's opponent in a body bag, but Mad said no. He wants to do something else with him first.
I just feel like you're more stacked on baby faces, so it's better for a heel to be champion. That way, the baby faces can challenge the champion.
Yeah, no. I mean, we just saw Jade on SmackDown, so. But that was a babyface promo, so I'm assuming they're going to try and start her off as a babyface.
Yeah, looks that way.
Which
You
is
got
interesting.
you got Naomi, you got Bianca Belair, you got Bayley, you got Zelina Vega. Like, they're pretty stacked when it comes to baby faces.
Mm-hmm.
I think that SmackDown has the better babyface roster for the women than Raw does.
Yeah. I have no argument with that statement.
But Raw wins when it comes to the heels.
Richard Adonis, who I'm not familiar with, is making his way down to the ring on MLW. Apparently, Cody's the highest rated superstar on the game this year.
Higher than Roman?
I think that's what they said, unless I misunderstood, but I thought that's what they said. We got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in the ring right now.
Nah.
Is it going to be versus the Street Profits? Bobby Lashley backstage with the Street Profits?
All right, so number 1 is Roman Reigns.
Yeah, okay.
Then you have 9 legends. Then you have a tie between Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Then you have another 10 legends. And then you have Randy Orton. Then you have like 5 legends, and then you have Gunther, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso. Then you have another 5 legends, and then you get Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legends, and then you got LA Knight and Rey Mysterio.
We got Richard Adonis versus Bad Dude Tito on MLW War Chamber. I've never seen Richard Adonis before. I am familiar with Bad Dude Tito. The name says it all. He's a pretty bad man.
So after that, you got another 6 legends, and then you got Finn Balor and Sami Zayn. Another 3 legends, and then you get Solo Sikoa.
Hold on for 1 sec. I'll be right back.
So at 86, it's Solo Sikoa, Sheamus, Damian Priest, and Kevin Owens. At 85, you got AJ Styles, and that's the only 85. So that's the top 18. Well, since we're on commercial and ALW's gone, I'll run that off one more time for you. So, oh, you're back.
Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Bad Dude Tito squashed his opponent.
But yeah, those are the top 18 wrestlers in the game that are active and not legends. Pretty solid list, I think.
Tonight, Cesar Duran makes an offer to Selena De La Renta that she can't refuse. We'll see what that offer is. We're getting the announcement of another match getting ready to start here on MLW War Chamber. Another member of TMDK, Koji Bujida, is coming out.
I haven't built up in my head that Tony D is going to be winning the title.
Yeah. It's definitely possible.
I think Ilya's going to go to the main roster. I really do.
In my opinion, he's been main roster ready for a while. So, and he hasn't had all that spectacular run with the belt. So, I mean, it hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been all that memorable. So, if you're not going to do a whole lot more with him, you might as well send him to the main roster. He can get lost in the mix on the main roster as good as he can in NXT. So,
Jeez. I'm going to untangle my headset real quick.
yep. So we are getting NJPW World Television Title Match: Matt Riddle, champion, versus Koshi Fujita of TMDK. Getting ready to start on MLW. On SmackDown, we've got the Street Profits versus Waller and Theory. The Street Profits are putting it on Waller and Theory at the moment. Tez got Theory in the middle of the ring, pointing at the WrestleMania sign. Standing moonsault, 1, 2. Austin Theory kicks out.
That's better. I got quite a bit more room now. It was real twisted up.
Matt Riddle with his New Japan World TV title. That's kind of an ugly championship, actually. Uh, Matt Riddle's jacket, on the back of his jacket says "Rude Dude."
I got told about my weight loss today.
Okay, what about it?
That somebody said that it looked like I lost weight.
Yeah, I mean, if you've watched you over the last couple of years, anyone should notice that. I mean, you'd have to be kind of blind to not notice that.
I mean, I put on like 20 pounds from the last time I had weighed myself, but I think a good amount of that's muscles. So
Yeah. Two. Oh, Theory and Waller stealing the win from the New Day. I mean, from the Street Profits
what an upset!
in an upset. Yeah, in an upset.
Looks
All
like
right.
Street Profits aren't going to Mania
Nope.
unless they get a 6-man tag match.
Which, as much as I love the Street Profits, to be fair, they've really been pushing Waller and Theory. So, I mean, it kind of doesn't surprise me. Um, I prefer the Street Profits better as a tag team than Waller and Theory. But it doesn't surprise me that those two got the win. They've been pushing them pretty hard.
Who do you
Up now,
prefer, Montez or Theory?
oh, Theory for sure. Theory is one of my favorite guys. So I just am not a big Grayson Waller fan. I don't really like the tag team. I don't like the. I mean, they're okay. I just, uh, AOP is now in the ring destroying the Street Profits.
Come on, Booby.
With Karrion Kross in the middle of the ring. Oh, here comes Bobby. Booby trying to make his way to the ring to help save the Street Profits. Oh my God. Fujita and Riddle are having a strike fest here.
Excited to find out
kick.
who's going to be the #1 contender to take on Bobby Lashley and enter the square circle.
Yes, as long as it's one of my guys. No, I'm excited to see who comes out of the out of the round robin tournament. Oh, they put down Bobby too. Now Karrion Kross is yelling at Bobby. What is the name of this group?
I don't remember.
Do they have a name?
I do not remember.
Needless to say, Scarlett, Karrion Kross, AOP, Paul Ellering, all in the ring right now, standing over Bobby Lashley. Matt Riddle putting the elbows on Fujita at the moment. Oh, huge half and half suplex. Riddle is in control at the moment on MLW War Chamber.
Thank you for tuning in to Workhorse Wrestling Network. Pleased to have everybody in.
Yes.
We would appreciate a like and a subscribe. And if you want to share it to someone who you think would enjoy, we'd appreciate that too.
Yes.
Make sure to tune in this Tuesday where we're having a very special episode of the Cookout Podcast. The very first inaugural and annual now Hall of Fame. Where
Workhorse Wrestling Network Hall of Fame. That's right.
Each workhorse will nominate one person to go in. Well, induct.
Induct one person. That's right. On SmackDown, we're getting a video package of Ray and Dominic.
It's one of those things where, sometimes it's so hard to name one person for a list, but for this, it's so hard to just name one person.
100%. No, I mean, depending on how long, we're around and Workhorse has a Hall of Fame, I already have like the next 10 people. I have my list of so I'm already ready to go for next year.
It's not going to change for next year. Next year, I have my choice set in stone.
Yep, I think I feel pretty much the same way. Oh, springboard moonsault onto Riddle. Fujita with the pin. 1, 2. Riddle kicks out. On SmackDown, we've got Legado, Los Humbertos Garzas, coming to the ring.
I'm going to send you something in the private chat. I will change my nominee if ALW wants to pick them.
I already know who you got. Them, oh, no.
If you want to pick them, I'll change my choice.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Because I'll just take the one member from that group then.
Right. That's what I figured you were doing anyhow, because that's what you had said.
Yeah. But if you want to take the group, then, well, he's in as the group. Go ahead. Plus, you get that other guy who you wanted in.
Right. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Riddle with the fisherman suplex. A second. Riddle with Fujita up on his shoulder. Oh, they go to sleep. Into a German with the bridge up. 1, 2. Oh, Fujita kicked out at 2.99. This has been the best match of the show so far.
But it's Riddle really so hard because there's so many names. So many names.
100%.
So many legendary talents. And for me, I went with my heart. I didn't go with my head. My head was like, oh, this person deserves it. Oh, this person deserves it. But I listened to my heart of, I want to choose them.
Yeah. Oh! Belly to back suplex planted Riddle on his head off the top rope. Fujita goes over for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Riddle grabs the bottom rope to break up the pin. This match has been very good. We're a commercial on SmackDown.
Also, there was
Fugitive.
people who I thought of, but I was like, no, I should save that for other people to pick. That's their pick. That's not my pick. You know, like there's wrestlers that, you know, should be in it, but it's like, oh, no. That's a pick for CM. Oh, no, that's a pick for Anika. Anika's the one who needs to induct them.
Riddle with the big win.
You know, because, you know,
Retains his title.
those people being their boys, you know.
I hear what you're saying.
Like
Saying.
I wouldn't induct the Miz or John Cena because I'd save that for you.
Yeah, I don't really give it that much thought. I just have a list of guys I like, and if there's crossover, you know, Dolores or whoever's put it together will tell us so that we don't have crossover.
Like I wouldn't induct Shawn Michaels. I'd save that for Anika.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get your point. Getting the Paul Heyman video package. Oh, Hall of Fame video package. Muhammad Ali, Bull Nakano, U.S. Express.
Oh, I don't think I've said it this week, so I'll say it now. WWE, acknowledge Inoki's title reign. It was only 1 week, but it counts. Acknowledge it. And if you do, then it'll make Roman's title reign the second longest in history if he's able to hold it another half year. The only one longer being Bruno's, but like let's face it, no one should beat Bruno's. I wouldn't want anybody to beat Bruno's. Bruno should go down in history with that achievement. We don't need somebody holding the title for 9 years. I don't think you can argue with that, can you, ALW? What's happening on MLW? Are you muted? I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear any noise coming out. Am I the problem? Is the problem me? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's not me. ALW. All right. Got Legato in the ring with Dominic Mysterio. He just told Dom that Dom was right. LWO versus LWO.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
What's happening on MLW?
I'm saying this must be a pre-recorded match or something because they're now in a different arena. It is now Mystico defending his MLW title against I forget the guy's name now, but it's not the same show. It's not, and this has either been pre-recorded or they switched to. It's weird because it's not the same arena that the rest of the show has been in. I thought for some reason I was on a different show because I was having issues with the feed, and then when it came back, it was in a totally different arena. But uh, this must have been pre-recorded or something. But this is a CMLL matchup. Mystico. Let's see. Riddle versus Koji Fujita is over, so I can take that banner off. What's going on SmackDown? I don't have anymore.
So you got LWO versus LWO featuring Dominic Mysterio, and Dragon Lee just came out.
Ah,
Face off with Elektra Lopez and Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega just slapped her.
nice.
Ooh. Santos kicked Dragon Lee. Now everybody's fighting. Oh, I had brought up the fact that no one needs to beat Bruno's record, nor would I want someone to be champion for 9 years.
I mean, honestly, at this point, what's the difference between 4 years and 9 years? You've already let Roman do it for 4 years. I mean, really, honestly, what's the difference?
Please don't, WWE. Please don't.
They've already done way too long. I mean, the fact that they're even letting him beat Hogan's record. I mean, I understand Hogan's a piece of shit, but at this point in 2024, no one should ever have a title for fucking 4 years. They just shouldn't.
But if they acknowledge Inoki, Roman would be number 2 in all of history. So, I don't hate it. If
Oh, I
like,
actively hate it. I think it's fucking terrible booking. I think it's one of the worst things WWE's ever done, honestly. I don't think Roman's good enough to be that person for that long. I think it's been a bad title reign. He's had a couple okay matches during the title reign, but overall, over 4 years, I think it's been a bad title reign. I don't like Roman, and
I
I
mean, I
don't
would
think
prefer him
I think
with
putting
Randy
all your
Orton.
eggs in I think putting all your eggs in the Roman Reigns basket is a mistake for WWE. That's just my opinion, but
Well, who would have the right pick have been?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. That's a question I'd have to sit and think about. I have no idea. I mean, I would have rather see. I mean, it's not the same character, but just thinking quick off the top of my head. I mean, honestly, even though I don't really care for him, either Seth and or Dean Ambrose / John Moxley, if you're just talking about his, constituents just in the Shield alone, I would have preferred having that spot over Roman. Both of them are better wrestlers. Both of them are better talkers. Both of them have more charisma. I don't know. I don't see the obsession with Roman Reigns. I don't think he's that good in the ring. I don't think he's a very good talker. I mean, the only thing that he has going, the two things he has going for him are that he looks the role. He's extremely easy on the eyes for all of the women and for, whatever. Um, and he's a member of that Samoan family, that bloodline. That,
Mm-hmm.
you know, other than that, I don't, if it wasn't for those two things, I think he would have just been a mid carder because I don't think he has the skills of a main eventer. Even now, after all these years of experience, I still don't think he has the skills of a main event superstar. I can't remember the last good Roman promo.
I'll be right
And his,
back.
yep. Mystico with the kick out there at 2. My volume's off, and so I'm not aware of who the guys that's wrestling Mystico is. I didn't see a name come up on the screen, or I missed it. So, and I'm not familiar with the guy that's wrestling Mystico. I am familiar with Mystico. I've seen him wrestle now a few times. This is probably the fourth or fifth match I've seen him wrestle. Very impressed. He's a huge superstar in Mexico. The announcers have called him the most famous luchador in Mexico. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what they say. So. His opponent is stalking Mystico. Huge chop. Mystico is on his back in the middle of the ring, or not in the middle of the ring, near the ropes. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on SmackDown. I don't have a SmackDown feed at the moment. When Sammy comes back, he'll be able to tell us what's going on SmackDown. I was having issues with my MLW feed, so I had to move it to my phone, which means I can only watch MLW and not SmackDown. So I apologize that I don't know what's going on SmackDown at the moment. But oh, handspring. Oh, second rope springboard Hurricane Rana. Mystico's amazing. He's gonna fly. Here we go. Oh nope, he decided not to. Oh, hey. He stopped at the top rope instead of flying over, and then decided to just kind of use the top rope to go over the top. And then he did the Hurricane Rana, sending his opponent to the floor on the outside. The arena in Mexico is going crazy right now for Mystico in the CMLL title match. This has been a very back and forth match. The opponent has had a lot of offense too. It's been a very solid match. Wow. CMLL is the longest active wrestling promotion in the world, starting in 1933. Oh, the opponent's springboard moonsault off the top. Not really. I mean, he popped up to the top rope and then did a moonsault. It looked kind of like a springboard, but not really, I guess.
Got the rest of Judgment Day on SmackDown too.
There you go. They're in the ring with Legato. They're all in the ring at the same time.
No, they were backstage.
Oh, okay.
I fixed me up a bowl of the stew. Lucky I went and checked. It wasn't on low. It was on medium, so it's been boiling for an hour.
Uh-oh. Hopefully it didn't burn at all. All right, both men in the ring. Oh, huge moonsault on the Mystico 1-2. Mystico kicks out. Can you hear that?
Hear what?
Okay, good. I'm trying to figure out what his opponent's name is. I missed it when it came to the ring, and I don't know what his opponent's name is. Oh, Mystico 1, 2. Oh, Mystico with the roll up pin attempt. I thought it was over. Thought it was over. Happy Friday, Hassan. Feeling good. Happy to be here with you guys. Thanks for joining us. Happy to be spending our Friday evenings with you, watching some wrestling. Mystico up to the top rope, over the top, over the ring post. with a crossbody onto his opponent. This has been a really good match.
One of the best cold weather dishes right here.
I don't eat beef stew. I do not like stew. Oh. Springboard moonsault. 1, 2. Oh. Kick out by Mystico.
I think the best dish though is chili.
I love chili.
Not that, in my opinion, is the best cold weather dish. I mean, it literally has chili in the name. If you feel a bit chilly, have some chili.
All bad puns intended. Mystico with the Hurricane Rana off the top rope. 1, 2. Oh, kick out. I'm trying to catch this dude's name, but I feel like they've said it and I've just missed it a couple times. I don't know. Oh, Mystico with the kick to the back of the leg. Ano del Oro, I guess, is the opponent's name.
You reminded me of something.
Blue Falcon Bomb for a 2 count. Mystico kicks out. Yeah, what?
A man entered a local paper's pun contest.
A local what?
Local paper's pun contest.
Okay.
Local paper. They were doing a pun contest.
Oh,
so
pun,
he sent
yeah.
in 10 puns, hoping one of the puns would win, but unfortunately, no pun intended.
I should have known that was going to be a bad dad joke. Angel at the top rope. Spanish fly from Mystico. Mystico floats over for the pin. 1, 2. And a kick out. What's going on SmackDown?
Tyler Bate and Angel Garza are down. Angel Garza just got to his feet, tagging in his cousin. Umberto's
so it's New Catch
in.
Republic versus Legato.
Got Peter Dune sitting on
Peter
the
Dune. On the hell with the counter and the big kick to Mystico, who was up on the top rope. Now they're both up on the top rope. He's got Mystico set up for something. Looks like he's going for a big suplex. Oh no, Mystico fighting back. Oh no, huge superplex. Float over for the pin. 1, 2. Mystico kicks out. Angel trying to take control of this match. Mystico up and down. Tiger Driver. 1, 2. Mystico kicks out. Holy smokes. These two have left it all in the ring. Angel de Oro, or Horo, I guess. Oro or Horo, I'm not sure. Versus Mystico.
I think it's Aura.
The announcement was that Cesar Durant is going to be in control of Mystico's career in the U.S. and while he's in MLW. Mystico, springboard, crossbody off the second rope. Spinning. Oh! Spinning into the armbar. Wow. All right. Mystico. Hit him with the spinning armbar.
The Awesome Truth.
And
Judgment
then
Day.
tapped out. On hell tapped out. Mystico gets the win and retains his championship. That was a great match. What?
Naming off the teams that are going to be in the tag team match at Mania.
Okay. Who is it?
Oh, I'd have to rewind now. It's gone.
Oh. Excuse me.
Waller in Theory, The Awesome Truth, Judgment Day, DIY, The New Day, and New Catch Republic.
Interesting. The
New
Raw
Day.
tag team this is more exciting than the vacant tag team AEW tag team title tournament.
Well, yeah, it's got our truth in it. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm more excited about whatever our truth is doing than having The Rock. Like,
I don't know if I agree with that personally, but to each their own. Fujiwara armbar for Mystico for the win. Mystico retaining his MLW middleweight championship.
I am excited for next week.
For next week's SmackDown or WrestleMania next weekend? What are you specifically referring to?
A bunch of
The
stuff.
whole thing. Yeah.
Like, yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah, the other shows that are going to be on. I'm excited for the cookout. Like, next week's going to be a big week.
Yes, it will be. Lots of wrestling next week and weekend. I suppose WrestleMania weekend is the biggest weekend in wrestling, right? I mean, especially now that it's become 2 nights and all the other shows that go on right around it now. It's definitely become, more of an event than it's ever been, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are now back to the other MLW feed where we were originally to start the show. We're getting ready for our main event, which is the War Chamber match. The War Chamber. Are New Catch Republic and Legato still wrestling?
No.
New Catch Republic won?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I will put the War Chamber match on the ticker here.
And another thing is they're going to put a bunch of matches on the SmackDown before Mania too. The things that they can't fit on the card for Mania.
Right. Agreed. I'll be right back. I got to go use the bathroom real quick.
They don't want none. They don't want none. They're looking scared. No, they don't really want none.
All right. We are back. I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. We are getting ready for the main event of MLW War Chamber, which is in fact the War Chamber match between the World Titan Federation. It's the World Titan Federation versus the Second Gear Crew, and it's in the ticker below there. I'm drawing a blank. Cozy Max, Satoru Kojima, and Shingo Akamura. Get Davey Boy Smith, Josh Bishop, Richard Holiday, and Tom Lawler of the World Titan Fed representing the World Titan Federation. Or WTF. What the fuck?
WTF.
WTF. What do we got going on SmackDown, sir?
Commercial.
Commercial.
We had a little backstage thing with Cody. Little backstage thing with the Bloodline. They showed a after the cameras cut thing from Raw where The Rock hit Cody 2 more times with the belt.
So do me a favor, Google Josh Bishop and tell me if he doesn't remind you of like kind of the love child of Sid Vicious and Shane Douglas.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Also has a DDP vibe to him.
Yeah, he kind of does. Yeah, he does. I can see that as well.
Like you could have said Mr. Perfect and DDP, and I'd be like, yeah, that checks too.
Yeah, could have seen that as well. Yeah. All right, Matthew Justice starting off for the Second Gear crew, starting off the War Chamber against Josh Bishop of World Titan Federation. I think they go for 5 minutes, and then every 90 seconds another contestant enters till they're all in the ring, and then I think it's the first pin or submission wins.
So are they going to be posting the match cards of what's happening Saturday, what's happening Sunday, or is it a surprise of like, oh, this is match is coming up next?
Right? I mean, it's interesting because like I kind of want it both ways. Like I want to know because I want to know which matches are going to be on which, but at the same time, like it'd be kind of cool if they didn't tell us and it was just a surprise. Which do you prefer, to know in advance or to be surprised?
Ugh. As a viewer, surprise. As somebody who does a podcast, I should know. You don't always get what you want.
So the War Chamber is very similar to War Games. They had put two rings together and they're surrounded by a big chamber. And then they put barbed wire at the top of the chamber and they fill it with all sorts of weapons and stuff. And now we got Matthew Justice with the chair, beating up on Josh Bishop. Oh, Matthew Justice is dragging Josh Bishop's face, raking his face across the chamber wall, trying to cut him up. Sadistic structure. That is the War Chamber. Yeah, so the match doesn't technically start until all members of both teams are in the ring. And then it's the first pinfall or submission to win.
A War Games match.
Essentially, yeah, they just call it War Chamber.
It's not blood and guts because you can pin.
Right.
That ain't him. You can tell by looking at the boots. Those boots are brown.
It's not who.
Timberlands.
Oh, there you go.
Huh. Huh. That got me.
What happened?
They zoomed out and LA Knight's been standing there the whole time. He's not wearing Timberlands tonight. But his disguise worked. Stomping a mud hole into AJ Styles.
Josh Bishop just threw a door into Matthew Justice. Now he's setting it up in the corner to do some damage to Matthew Justice. We have 60 seconds till another member of one of these teams enters this match. We'll see who it's going to be. We do not know as of now who the third entrant will be. Josh Bishop wants to put Matthew Justice through the door with a power bomb. Matthew Justice counters out. Oh, huge spear. And Justice Bishop is down. Waiting for our next contestant. Should be coming anytime. Oh, Matthew Justice getting the door up. Oh, he slammed the door down on him. Now he's got a chair. Oh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, it's a member of the World Titan team. Filthy Tom Lawler is the third entrant into this War Chamber match. It's now 2-on-1. World Titan Federation has two guys to one of the their opponent has no team name. It's Cozy Max and the Second Gear Crew versus the World Titan Federation. So, oh, Matthew Justice throwing a chair at Tom Lawler, connecting with Tom's head. Filthy Tom Lawler. I want to know which came first, the War Chamber or War Games. I want to know who copied who. Let's see if I can Google it and find out.
Well, War Games would be the first. WCW 90s, right? Or actually maybe late 80s for that. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like the first War Chamber for MLW was in 2019. So it's only been around for about 4 years. Lawler and Bishop with the advantage right now, 2-on-1 against Matthew Justice. Taking it to him. Using the chamber to their advantage. And the weapons in the chamber. Big boot from Bishop to Matthew Justice. Oh, here we go. Next guy. The one called Manders coming out to equal it up. Two guys from each team here. Manders entering the War Chamber. Goes right after Tom Lawler and Josh Bishop. Oh, Manders wearing out Tom Lawler with some huge chops. Oh my God, you can hear those chops for days. Holy shit. Matthew Justice with a chair. Oh, he just threw a chair into the midsection of Josh Bishop like a spear. Manders is wearing out Tom Lawler in the corner, stomping a mud hole. Second Gear Crew is in control at the moment. 9. Oh, wait, maybe it's not. 7. I think we're counting down to the next opponent or to the next entrant. They're coming fast and furious now. It must be every like 90 seconds or something. Oh, Matthew Justice just broke a door over the head of Josh Bishop. Manders is stalking Tom Lawler with a chair in his hand. What's he going to do? Oh, Manders with the door again to Josh Bishop. Matthew Justice. Manders is wearing out Tom Lawler with a chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who's coming out? Member of the World Titan Federation, Davey Boy Smith Jr., who you know well.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in WWE. Harry Smith. He's been all over the world wrestling. The son of Davey Boy Smith of the British Bulldogs and WWE Hall of Famer.
I'm going to grab a drink.
Yep. Manders and Justice met Davey Boy Smith as he stepped into the War Chamber, and the two of them are wearing him out at the moment. Oh, Davey Boy with a counter. Clotheslines of both Justice and Manders. They're down. Davey Boy standing tall in the middle of the ring. The World Titan Federation has the advantage again. 3 men to 2 in this War Chamber match at the moment. Jade Cargill is on SmackDown this evening, and Hassan voted for Jade. I am not able to watch SmackDown at the moment because I was having trouble with my feed for MLW on my computer, so I had to switch it to my phone. So now I can only watch one thing at the moment. So I'm only watching MLW. So I apologize. I can't tell you at the moment what's going on with SmackDown. When Sammy comes back, he'll be able to tell you as he's keeping a watch on it. Right now, we are in the main event match of MLW War Chamber 2024, which is the War Chamber match itself between Cozy Max and Second Gear Crew versus World Titan Federation. Match has been good so far. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Our next entrance coming down, it's going to either be Kojima or Okamura. It is Okamura coming down to the ring. One half of Cozy Max. We are now 3-3 in this match again. The numbers are even. Davey Boy Smith is meeting Okamura as he comes into the ring with a big boot. Right now, World Titan Federation is in control. The three of them are beating up. Oh, Okamura's countering, fighting back. Oh, a stunner and a DDT at the same time to Tom Lawler and Josh Bishop. Then a big belly to back or half and half suplex to Davey Boy Smith. Oh no, Tom Lawler with the rear naked choke, but then he counters. Figure 4 leg lock in the middle of the ring. Okamura has a figure 4 on Tom Lawler. Doesn't matter. Tom can't tap out yet. The match doesn't even really start until all 8 men are in the ring. We got 2 more guys that need to enter this match before we can officially even have a winner. Once all 8 men are in the ring, the winner will be it's first pinfall or first submission. Oh, Matthew Justice just blasted Josh Bishop on the top of the head with a chair. Manders and Davey Boy Smith are going at it in one corner. Bishop and Justice in another corner. They got Okamura with his face or with his foot in Tom Lawler's face in another corner. Oh, Davey Boy Smith sending Manders into the chamber face first. Tom Lawler stomping Okamura in the corner. Justice coming to help him with the door.
So I was pretty thirsty. I had poured the glass, and on the way walking back to my bedroom, I drank it, and so I walked back and poured another one.
Had to pour another one. So is Jade actually having a match?
Bianca's having a match.
Okay.
Against Dakota Kai.
Okay.
Like, Jade just came down and basically said, you know, SmackDown division, it's great, but now I'm here.
Okay. Hassan in the comments said he voted for Jade, and so I didn't think she was having a match, but his comment kind of threw me off, so I thought maybe it was, and I just missed something. But
maybe he meant Bianca.
Maybe.
I'm voting for Bianca too.
The last member of WTF coming to the ring, Richard Holiday. Oh, using the door of the War Chamber to blast Matthew Justice before he gets into the chamber.
I really dislike septum piercings.
Say that again?
septum piercings.
Oh yeah. I'm not a big fan either.
It just reminds me of cows.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a fan of the bull ring or the bull nose ring look either. Yeah. Richard Holiday in the ring, taking everybody out right now. World Titan Federation is in control with the advantage, 4 men to 3. We've got one more man to enter this ring. In about a minute here, once all 8 men are in the ring, the first pinfall, the first submission will win this match. Right now, World Titan Federation is in control.
You ever read
Tom
the book?
Lawler. Tom Lawler wants the crowd to chant WTF, WTF, WTF. Which book?
Animal Farm?
Yes.
What's it about?
What's it about?
Yes.
So it's basically they basically anthropomorphize or humanize the animals. So it's like the animals basically their masters. First, they're farm animals, obviously, and they all live on this farm, and then their masters. I'm trying to remember exactly. It's been a long time since I read it. I think their masters end up. I don't know if they die or go away or something, but they end up in charge of the farm. And yeah, I mean, it's a commentary on society. It's animals basically being humanized, and having human type roles. Like there's a leader and so on and so forth. And it's interesting. It's really the time that it was written. It's a commentary on communism and stuff and what was going on in the time. It's basically a social commentary, a commentary on social what was going on in society at the moment.
Okay.
It's weird. It's a
I
little. I mean, it's a little odd, but it's good though.
I heard somebody mention it, and I'm just like, I've never read that book.
Do you read a lot?
I do read a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth reading. If you've never read it, it's one of the ones that I don't know that it's considered like a classic, in like the sense of some of the other traditional classics, but it's one of those books that I think everyone should probably read. Oh, we got a new watcher or person in the chat. Zachariah Khan says John Cena has returned. Is that what's going on SmackDown, sir?
No.
Oh, okay. That's kind of an odd post, but I didn't think that was going on. But
Last time I saw John Cena, he was naked giving out award for best costume for the Oscars.
uh, is Kojima in the ring now? I think all 8 men might be in the ring finally. Yep, Kojima's in the ring. All 8 men are officially in the War Chamber. All 8 men are on their feet.
But not a near fall.
He said, "Oops, I thought this was a watch along for WWE 2007." Nope.
If only. If only.
We are watching SmackDown live tonight, right now, going on at MLW War Chamber. But thanks for joining us. You don't have to leave just because we're watching the current show.
Man, if we could get like an emulator or something, get SmackDown versus Raw 2007, do some general manager mode.
There you go.
I don't know if you can do that on your computer, ALW, but I'd be so down for that.
I don't know. I'd have to check into that. I'd have to look around to see if I can make that work.
What was it, 2005, 2006, 2007? I think they stopped for 2008.
Yeah, I don't remember, but that sounds about right. Oh, Cozy Max and Second Gear Crew are in control. Oh, Josh Bishop just countered and hit him with a double clothesline. Zechariah wants to know if we miss the 2005 to 2009 days of WWE.
The video games, yes.
To be honest with you, I have such a hard time remembering who was doing what at what time. What's going on between 2005 and 2009? What are the biggest?
ECW?
Owned by WWE. That's when they got bought out, right?
No, they got bought out like
No.
2001.
Oh, okay. But this is ECW. But this is WWE's version of ECW during this time. Yeah.
So you had John Cena, Jeff Hardy.
I know Brock Lesnar was there because he was there in the early 2000s.
Brock Lesnar was not there.
Oh. I thought he was there. I thought he was in WWE in the early 2000s.
Early 2000s. He's talking 2005 to 9.
Well, that is still the early 2000s. I guess 2001, 2002, I guess is early 2000s. But I think in 2005 is still early 2000s. But Powerbomb. 1, 2. Huge kick out by Kojima.
It was 2006, 2007, and 2008 for SmackDown versus Raw that had GM modes.
Okay. World Title Federation setting up a door in the corner. They got Okamura up. Double suit. Okamura's fighting out. Wow, he's able to fight out of that. Countering. Oh! Josh Bishop just ran his partner, Davey Boy Smith, through a door in the corner because Okamura got out of the way. Oh, low blow from Tom Lawler onto Okamura. Lawler and Holiday. Oh, I'm sorry. Low blow from Richard Holiday, not Tom Lawler. World Titan Federation is in control at the moment. They're about to try to put up a table to do something here. They're setting up a table.
But Lesnar Goldberg, WrestleMania 20.
So
that was 2004. So he was.
Yeah, no, I was looking at that.
Spring 2004.
And I'm looking at the Royal Rumble of 2005. Batista, Cena, Triple H, Orton, Bradshaw, Kurt Angle, Big Show, Edge, HBK, Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Shelton Benjamin, Chris Benoit, Colt Cabana. Not Colt Cabana, Carlos Cabrera. Wow, I read that way wrong. Carlito, Caribbean Cool, Fit Finley, Ric Flair, Booker T, Kane. Yeah, no, I mean, just looking at the 2005 Rumble participants, yeah, that was a decent time in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was never the biggest Batista fan, but or Triple H, but it wasn't a bad time in WWE.
It was arguably better than Attitude Era roster.
Ooh, I don't know about that, but maybe. Let's see. SmackDown versus Raw 2008 game was awesome. Zachariah says he also says so many great matches. 2007 Armageddon.
Undertaker
versus Edge versus Batista. Yeah.
Okay.
It was throwing me off at first because it said Undertaker BS Edge versus Batista, so I was trying to figure out what the B was, but then I realized it was just a typo. So, yeah. I mean, that was definitely
versus. I assume.
Right, no, he did. He did.
All right.
I just, when I saw the B at first, I thought maybe he was trying to say something else, and then I realized it was just a typo.
I just assumed it was Big Show BS. That's where my mind goes.
Right.
All right, so Attitude Era. So you got Mick Foley. You got The
Oh.
Rock, and you got
Yeah.
Stone Cold.
Okay. I mean,
Bret
that's
Hart.
yeah. There's a lot of other people that were there.
Well, I'm saying people who were there that weren't in Ruthless Aggression.
Okay.
That's 4.
Yep.
Uh,
Two of those 4 are arguably 2 of the greatest of all time.
mhm.
So
But also Ruthless Aggression, we got so many new talents in. Like
yeah.
you got John Cena, you got Randy Orton, you got Edge, you got like so many people.
Yeah. No, I mean, it seems like there were more superstars during that time, but
Well, it only
in the
feels that
ruthless
way because it was all on one show. While
no
Ruthless
no 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 no
Aggression.
no no. I mean the ruthless aggression era. It feels
Oh,
like there were more. It feels like they produced more stars, but none quite as big as a couple that were produced during the Attitude Era. So Koji Max and Second Gear Crew got the win over World Titan Federation. Kojima got the pin on Tom Lawler. Oh, we're getting the Contras backstage. Contras doing something. What are you doing?
I mean,
Something going on in the Titan on the Jumbotron here.
so having The Rock and Stone Cold is enough to just make it that much better, huh?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, now we're talking. I mean, you're talking. Like I said, so you've got 2 of maybe the biggest stars in the history of wrestling coming out of that Attitude Era, and those 2, and there's others that you could argue in that same time frame that are really big. So there's probably less guys that have had really long and solid careers, but a little bit bigger names and notoriety. I think bigger stars overall. I mean, it's debatable whether Steve. I mean, it's debatable whether The Rock and Steve Austin are the 2 biggest stars ever, right? I mean, you could have that debate. So, um, Edge is well known, and John Cena is well known, and Randy Orton's well known, but I don't. For me, they don't reach the status of Stone Cold and The Rock. Zachariah says from the Attitude Era, who's still wrestling at this point?
Um,
Jericho, Ric Flair. I mean, even though Ric Flair, Ric Flair's from before, but he was, you know, I guess he's not really Attitude Era, but
Billy
he's been
Gunn,
in and out of WWE so often that, huh?
Billy Gunn,
Billy Gunn,
Dustin Rhodes.
yeah. I guess, yeah. Technically, Zachariah says The Rock. Technically, you're right. So we had Stone Cold at WrestleMania last year versus
Yeah,
Kevin Owens. So technically KO, or technically Stone Cold. I mean,
Stone
still
Cold,
does
Stone Cold.
stuff here and there. Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
Ric Flair, if you let him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ric Flair if you let him. Uh, trying to think of anybody else that's still around and active from that time frame. I mean, he was not in WWE during that time frame, and when he was, it was only for a little a short cup of coffee. But obviously, Sting was around during that time, not in WWE, but wrestling still, and he was just wrestling as of a month ago in AEW.
So TNA will still use some older guys.
Yeah, they got Bully Ray and stuff. Bully Ray they'll bring in sometimes, and
PCO.
yeah. Yeah. Yep. Matt and Jeff, Edge and Christian. Yeah, I mean Christian and Adam Copeland are still wrestling. The
Um,
Hardys. They're not. I don't know if they're really Attitude Era.
that was really late in Attitude
Yeah,
Era
it's
for
towards the very end of the Attitude Era.
like you had Jeff having that ladder match against Undertaker. What was that? 2001.
I'd have to Google it. I don't remember what year it was, but Contra is back in MLW. Mads Kruger has all of his mercenaries, the Black Hand of Contra. There's about 6 of them all masked up in the middle of the ring, and they have the Contra flag. They are standing tall after coming out of the War Chamber and taking out the World Titan, or taking out the Second Gear Crew and Cozy Max, the winners of the War Chamber.
Speaking of Dustin Rhodes, let's get it.
Zachariah says Trish Stratus,
Uh,
Lita.
is Trish still going? I thought she retired again.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I don't know if she's still going or not. Okay. MLW War Chamber is over. Let me see if I can switch to a Rampage feed here. What's going on at the end of SmackDown right now?
Oh, SmackDown's over.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, we got Dustin Rhodes versus the Butcher.
Dustin Rhodes versus.
I heard that the Butcher's band broke up.
That the Butcher what?
His band, it broke up.
I didn't even know he had a band.
Oh yeah, he was the bassist.
Did not know that.
I mean, it's not as big as Fozzy.
I got Dustin Rhodes coming to the ring right now.
Glacier.
Glacier, yes. Owen Hart. Oh, Owen. Well, no, I apologize. That's not right at all.
No,
That is not right at all. No, for some reason no. Here's what happened in my head. You said Glacier. I thought Blue Blazer and Owen Hart came out of my mouth. I didn't mean that. I was meant to stop it. It didn't. It just like I don't know why there was that weird connection, but that's how it worked in my head for some reason. So.
Oh, yeah, my thoughts exactly. My thoughts exactly.
Let's see.
La Parka?
La Parka?
I mean, I don't think anybody wants him wrestling anymore after what him and his sons did in MLW. I think they're, persona non grata now.
Right. So SmackDown is over, as is MLW War Chamber. Thanks for joining us. If you watch those with us, we appreciate you being here. We've now switched to Rampage. We're both watching Rampage. It is kicking off with Dustin Rhodes versus a Butcher. Dustin's in control at the moment. Kind of want the Butcher to win, even though I'm a huge Dustin Rhodes fan, just because I want to see the Butcher actually get a push at some point. I think it would be great to see him get some good singles matches.
A big thing is that like during the Attitude Era, there was big name stars that just weren't stars yet. Like,
give me an example of what you mean.
AJ Styles.
Okay.
Like, it was still, another like half a decade before, he became the AJ Styles of TNA.
Sure, no doubt.
But like he was in WCW, but nobody knew who the hell he was.
Right.
He was paramedic number 2. That's who he was.
Zachariah wants to know if Rey Mysterio is more Ruthless Aggression era or Attitude Era.
Both.
Where do you put him? Well, I know he was in both, but would you associate him with one more than the other?
No.
Or no? No.
Same thing with Undertaker. I'd say Undertaker was both equally. HBK, I'd say HBK was both equally.
I was just going to say Shawn
Triple
Michaels
H,
too. Yeah, Triple H.
Triple H as well. Kurt Angle was ruthless aggression, though. I'd say he was more ruthless aggression than he was Attitude Era.
Dustin fighting out after the Butcher just had him down in an armbar. The Butcher trying to take out his arm.
Edge and Christian were ruthless aggression. Matt and Jeff Hardy were the ruthless aggression. Jericho's kind of a toss-up, but I'd like to say he was more ruthless aggression, but he was definitely a big component in the Attitude Era.
No doubt, 100%. Mankind was it? I mean, he's not wrestling anymore. Mick Foley's not wrestling anymore, but
he was definitely
Attitude Era. No doubt. 100%.
Oh yeah, Big Show. Big Show was definitely both.
Definitely both. Yeah, Big Show covered a lot of ground. Yeah, I mean, when you're in when you were, I mean, if you were in WWE for any stretch of period of time during those years, you covered both. I mean, if you came in the '90s and wrestled through into the 2000s, you're covering both eras there. So there's a fair amount of crossover guys that did both.
I mean, it's like what are we talking, like 95 to 2010?
Sure. I mean, you're better at knowing than I am. I mean, I'm not sure when the Attitude Era actually is considered to have started.
The big year for it is considered 97. 97 is the big year for it.
Okay.
And I'd say the big year for
is that WrestleMania 17?
No.
Because isn't that WrestleMania 17 is considered to be the best WrestleMania of all time, right? What year was that?
2001.
Let's see. WrestleMania 17. When was it? Yeah, 2001. So is that still Attitude Era, or is that technically Ruthless Aggression?
It is technically Attitude Era still. I say it's Attitude Era until the milk truck.
Okay.
I'd say definitely when you get to like 2012, we're full on PG era. But it started before then, but we kind of faded. It wasn't an instant, the next day it was boom.
Right.
PG era. Like come 2012 though, it was full on PG era.
Excuse me.
Let me see. Kurt Angle milk truck. August 20th, 2001. So a few months after WrestleMania 17.
Right. Okay.
That's when I think that the change happened. Other people will say it's when Vince came out and asked for ruthless aggression. Other people will say it's when John Cena debuted and said, "What do you have, kid?" And he said, "Ruthless aggression." But for me, it will always be the day that Kurt Angle went out and sprayed down a heel Stone Cold with milk from a milk truck. Like, that's the changing of the guard right there.
Yeah.
Where Kurt Angle Stone Cold was the bald dude who came out and sprayed everyone with beer. And Kurt Angle was like, well, here's some milk. Good for the bones.
So what's the time frame difference between the John Cena child thing, the Vince thing, and the milk truck? Oh, code red from Dustin. Butcher kicks out. Dustin trying to rally. Dustin to his feet first. Butcher to his feet. Dustin with a big right hand. Butcher with a big right hand. Dustin with a kick. Butcher with a big kick. Both men exchanging strikes. The Butcher getting the advantage here. Headbutting Dustin's shoulder and arm, going back to that arm that he's been working on for the bulk of this match. Oh, Butcher misses a big clothesline. Huge flying clothesline from Dustin. And then the short clothesline. Butcher is down. Butcher back up. Whips Dustin into the rope off a counter. Went down for the back body drop, but Dustin dropped down and gave him a big right hand. Classic Rhodes. Classic Dustin and Cody.
June 24th, 2002. So 10 months after the milk truck.
Was which one? Was
Vince
John
saying
Cena
Ruthless
or Vince
Aggression.
saying Ruthless? Okay. So there's quite a time frame difference between there. I mean, that's almost a year between when you think it started and when everyone else seems, or when the general consensus is when it started.
And John Cena's debut was very close to that.
In 2001?
Yeah. No. 2002.
No, 2002. The milk truck was 2001.
June 27th.
Oh, that doesn't look very good. Kind of a botched judo throw into a crippler crossface. Dustin is in trouble. The Butcher has crossface on Dustin. Dustin trying to make his way to the rope. Got his hand out.
So yeah, when Vince went out and said Ruthless Aggression, that was on Raw.
Okay.
And then John Cena debuted on SmackDown on Friday.
So that same week. Okay.
That same week. And that's the week everybody says that
is the official kickoff of the Ruthless Aggression era.
But I personally say it actually started 10 months earlier.
Interesting.
Now, I'm not saying it was in full swing yet. It wasn't in full swing.
Right.
I'm saying that's when the shift started. When Kurt Angle sprayed Stone Cold with milk.
Dustin with the crossroads on the Butcher, spiked him on his head. Another one. Oh, nope. He's setting him up for. Oh, what the hell was that? 1, 2, 3. Dustin with the win. I'm not sure what that was. It was like a suplex into like a. I'm not totally sure what that little move, that finishing move was.
Everyone can agree that WrestleMania 17 was Attitude Era.
Yes.
And everyone can agree that WrestleMania 19 is Ruthless Aggression.
Okay.
But what about WrestleMania 18?
I have no idea.
Look up the card.
Let me see. Let me look it at the card. Where is the card here? Show me the card. Van Dam beat Regal. DDP beat Christian. Maven and Goldust. Kurt Angle defeating Kane. Undertaker beating Ric Flair. Edge and Booker T. When did Edge come into WWE? I don't know. 18 seems like a real amalgamation of both, right? Because you have a lot of the same stars. You got Stone Cold and stuff still from the Attitude Era, and then you've got Edge and these guys that are now coming on from the Ruthless Aggression Era that are going to define it and on and beyond. I don't know. It's kind of a tweener event. It looks like WrestleMania 18 is kind of right in between, which would make sense, right? Because that kind of falls in between when you say, is WrestleMania 18 after the milk truck? I forget what the date of the
Yes,
milk truck was.
but before Vince saying ruthless aggression.
Right. So kind of between where you say it started and where everyone else says it officially started. So yeah, so it's right on the fence there. So I don't know. We got Jay White backstage with the guns. Jay White has a nice gold bat. He's talking some shit. I'm not sure what he's saying. No, no, no. No, stupid. Now I'm getting irritated. Try to turn the volume up a little. The speed is so touchy that if I touch a screen, it switches to a different screen. We are at commercial on Rampage. Are you what's your favorite decade? Just 80s, 90s, or 2000s?
I wasn't alive for the 80s, but
I guess that's true.
uh, big hair bands, Wall Street, cocaine. Like, sounds like a
I was
hell
speaking
of
more
a.
specifically to wrestling, but
You also got crack and AIDS, and AIDS has its downsides too.
yeah, I was speaking more specifically just to the wrestling, but yes.
For the wrestling, I have to go with the 2000s. Because like with the 90s, like the second half of the 90s is great. It's great. But the first half of the 90s isn't. Meanwhile, with the 2000s, it's like great throughout. And then you also got TNA, you got New Japan. Like everything was kicking off in the 2000s.
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
Like the late 90s was great for America though.
Sure.
But come the 2000s, wrestling was great worldwide.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
And that was a boom that like we sort of got close to thanks to AEW, because like AEW helped bring business to other promotions too. Like you see smaller promotions doing better.
Sure.
Like before AEW popped up, like it was honestly doing the worst it's ever been aside from New Japan.
Yeah.
Like you had WWE eaten into the British territory,
Mm-hmm.
which hurt their scene.
Yep.
Honestly, WWE wasn't doing too hot. Like,
No. In 2018, when AEW formed, yeah, or 17, whatever, 18, right? All in was 2018.
All In was 2018. They did their
Yeah.
press conference like January of 2019.
Okay.
Stating we're going to be a company. We're going to,
Right.
because technically the first All In was Ring of Honor.
Right.
Although now I feel like New Japan's really struggling.
They seem to be kind of on a decline at the moment.
I mean, it kind of feels like everybody is right now, aside from WWE. Like, it's awful that that's the case, but it feels like WWE's doing the best that they've been doing in decades.
Um. Okay.
But everybody else, I feel like, is doing worse than they were doing just 2 years ago.
Oh,
Everybody.
you think AEW is down from 2 years ago?
You don't think they are?
I don't know. I mean, when you're putting on Osprey versus Shibata and Danielson versus Osprey, and I mean Osprey or Danielson versus Shibata. I mean, when you got all these. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. I mean,
Let me clarify. Their shows are still good. Their ratings are down.
yeah. I mean, I don't. Ratings are an interesting thing. We've talked a lot about ratings on here. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, the ratings are probably down, and if they are, then I guess that indicates something for sure.
Well, I don't know if it really does because, like, I think the show is still great.
I mean, I don't personally put a whole lot of stock in the ratings. I mean, I think you have a lot of stuff that really factors into that a lot of people don't talk about. Um, and I think that everybody's so anxious for AEW to compete with WWE ratings wise when really they
Oh,
have no business
no,
competing with WWE ratings
no.
wise yet. I mean, they're not they're barely 5 years old where WWE's been around for 60 years, right? So like I mean the reality is that you're not going to be, but
I
there
want I want AEW to be breaking 1 million though.
yeah, I mean ideally sure. I mean that would be great. I mean but I don't think they have to do that to stay on
Oh no,
TV or to
no,
continue to put out
they
a
only
good
need half
product
a
or to,
mil. They only need
you
half a
know.
mil. That's what was expected out of them when they started.
So, I mean sure. Ideally it would be great to see, I whatever you think about Tony Khan, as a company owner or the management of AEW. For me personally, I like AEW as a company better than WWE at the
Oh
moment.
yeah, oh yeah, hands down,
Um,
easily.
so I mean, if I had to choose between one of the two of them being the dominant company, I'd much prefer it be AEW, and hopefully at some point they reach that, and they end up taking over that top position. But WWE is doing really good at the moment. They've got a lot of hot storylines. This is the best that they, like you said, in a while. I don't know about decades per se. I'd have to think about that, but definitely in a while for me.
They sold off the
WWE.
company. They kicked
Yeah,
out Vince. Triple
yeah,
H is in charge. Like,
yeah. No, they're definitely, if you're in a roller coaster, they're on the upward part of the roller coaster at the moment. Again, um, you know, which if you're anti WWE, you probably don't like. Um, if you're just a wrestling fan, I want WWE to be good. I mean, I like wrestling. I want wrestling to be good. I don't like Vince and I don't like a lot of the politics that WWE used to have. And hopefully now that TKO or now that Endeavors owns them and TKO as a company or whatever is taken over, that that some of that stuff has gone away and maybe it's a better environment. That's my hope. But ideally for the wrestlers and fans, I want WWE to be good. I want AEW to be good. I want New Japan to be good. I want everyone to be good so that wrestling's better, right? I mean, that's the ideal. So
speaking of bad environments, TNA.
yeah.
What a cluster F.
Uh,
Like, everything is looking good. Like, people are happy. People are watching. You bring back the name TNA, and people are like, "Oh, this is dope." And then you fire Scott D. Moore.
yeah.
Like, Scott D. Moore didn't saw changes that you wanted to do that he was like, "We shouldn't be doing that." You didn't want to listen to him. He was like, "Fine, please let me buy the company. I'll steer it in the right direction." And you
Right.
fired.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that's one of the issues. It's amazing to me that whatever you want to call it, TNA, Impact, whatever iteration it is, the fact that it's been around for 20 going on 25 years now and
Hmm.
different incarnations with all of the different management and ownership troubles they've had, it's amazing. This is just another one of those issues. TNA or Impact, whatever you want to call it, always seems to have managerial ownership issues. That's been one of their biggest problems since their formation, right?
Hmm.
And this is just another one of those, another illustration of I don't know why they can't get it together. It's because they haven't had an owner that's lasted and stayed the whole time,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's part of the problem.
Well,
So,
the bigger issue isn't management. The bigger issue is ownership.
right, sure. But then ownership dictates management, right? I mean, ultimately, I mean,
If they'd let
ownership,
management do what they're hired to do.
right. Yeah, I mean, we had the Jeff Jarrett TNA era, which there was a lot of good wrestling, but Jeff Jarrett booked himself to win way too often, to be champ way too often, um, and and to be definitely the main event superstar of that promotion. And I was never a Jeff Jarrett fan, so that always left me a little cold.
And
And then
then
we
he
had the
left
whole
to start his own company,
right. Then we had the
global
Dixie Carter
whatever.
debacle, right? I mean, Dixie Carter debacle was a whole that was a terrible time too. So I don't know. And now they've fired Scott D'Amore. I mean, they seem to just have issues with ownership and the front office, in general. So it's kind of par for the course, unfortunately, which seems weird because they've had multiple ownerships and they keep doing the same things. Different ownership teams keep making the same bad decisions. So no, I mean I don't know. Is I heard that Scott D'Amore ended up somewhere and was doing something with somebody. Is it AEW?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Oh, I thought I heard some news. Let's see if I can Google it and find it. I thought I heard that he was working with someone now that he's no longer working with TNA. Maybe it's WWE. I don't know. Whoever gets their hands on Scott D'Amore or whoever he ends up working with is going to get a really good wrestling mind, a great wrestling mind. Yeah, all it talks about is his removal. It doesn't say anything about whether. I don't see any news yet about anything new per se. Oh, Scott D'Amore makes surprise wrestling appearance at. Let me see what it says. Let's see. He made a notable appearance at Border City Wrestling, a Canadian promotion that apparently he owns. I didn't know Scott D'Amore owned a Canadian promotion. So apparently he owns Border City Wrestling. So I guess he's doing that at the moment.
His side hustle's now his main job.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything. I thought I had heard somewhere that he was getting ready to, or that he had been working with another company, but maybe not. Tony Storm is in the ring, having an in-ring promo with Mariah May.
I mean, the biggest thing is that like he was beloved.
Yes. Oh, Nikita Lyons is on Ram. Or Nikita, I'm sorry, not Nikita Lyons. Nikita versus Mariah May.
That's something you can't really say about wrestling promoters.
Yeah. No,
Like
I mean
who's the second
uh,
most beloved wrestling promoter? Is it Conan? Is Conan the second most?
I don't know, that's a tough question. because he's pretty polarizing too. Because there's a lot of people that don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, it's all obviously it's all opinion and subjective, right? I mean, different people like different whatevers. I mean, but yeah, I mean, overall, Scott D'Amore seemed to be one of those guys that had, all the wrestlers liked him, the people that he worked with liked him, the wrestling community, likes him. He has a good reputation.
Do you know who TNA is putting in charge? Do they have
I
somebody
don't.
already?
I do not. That's a good question. Let's see. See if I can find that out. TNA new management. See what it says.
Anthony Siccione.
Okay. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I don't know who it is either.
Never heard of him.
He's been with Anthem for 16 years, managing technical
Okay.
operations and multiple cable and digital channels.
Interesting. All right then.
Uh, Prior to that, he was a producer of sports content, including catapulting the score to success by bringing WWE to the channel.
Oh, okay.
So he's not in the wrestling business, he's in the TV business.
Right. Which is something that a lot of companies have done, and the ones that seem to have done it have always seemed to kind of suffer from it, right? Um,
Well, I mean,
that was one of the
WWE has Nick Khan, and Nick Khan's been doing
yeah.
a good job.
He's done a good job. That was the biggest downfall, though. If you listen to everybody that talks about WCW, right, was that they had people in charge that didn't know anything about wrestling, right? Especially Jim Hurd, who was the big one that was in charge that really knew nothing about wrestling and was calling all the shots for a long time. So yeah, they really suffered from that. Um, yeah, I don't know.
But I think the big thing that kept TNA Impact alive was Scott D'Amore. Like, a lot of wrestlers were willing to work there and work for less because they were working with
Sure.
Scott, who they knew,
Right.
liked, and trusted.
Yeah. I imagine we'll see him again somewhere. I mean, he's um, the kind of guy that I think will pop up somewhere else again. Hopefully, because I like Scott. I mean, I didn't necessarily care for his last little feud thing with Bully Ray on Impact, but aside from that, I like Scott D'Amore. We are currently at commercial for Rampage, while Nikita and Mariah May continue their match, I assume.
I kind of also feel like that wasn't something he thought of. I feel like that's something he was talked into doing.
Yeah,
Because,
that is possible.
after all these years, that's never been his shtick. He's never, been one to be getting in the ring and getting rough and everything. He's just, setting people's matches and being vocal.
Right, sure.
Like, honestly, Bully might have been the one who pitched that to him.
Yeah. I love how WWE switches between color when they're on the match and black and white when they flash to Tony Storm at ringside. That's amazing. You like Mariah May and Tony Storm's old gear?
Yes. especially when I first saw it, because like I fell for it.
Right?
I was
I think
like,
everybody did
oh,
the very first time.
like oh shoot, she's going old school to face Diana, and then oh,
Nope. That's
oh
Mariah.
that's Mariah. I mean, it's
One.
it's a it's good ring gear, and it also brings a bit of nostalgia if you're a Tony Storm fan.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You know, we're not hearing people say, "Oh, I miss the old Tony Storm."
No, not at all.
We got Mariah May being the old Tony Storm right next to her.
Right. But there is that too. I mean, no one's saying that mostly because the new Tony Storm is so incredible. But yes, we're also getting the the old Tony Storm kind of right next to the new Tony Storm at the same time. So, how long do you think these two stay together, Mariah and Tony?
As long as they want, like, there's really no reason to break them up. Like,
Oh, they're going to though. I mean, especially if Tony continues to abuse her. Like, there's been a few times where she's actually like put her in a hold or smacked her around, and Mariah's not going to take that forever. I mean,
I I think it's up to the fans.
yeah,
When the fans start making it vocal of we want Mariah, we want Mariah, AEW will do it. Maybe probably a month later than the fans would actually prefer, but AEW will do it.
right. Mariah May with the win there, and Tony Storm is in the ring to celebrate with her people, with her protege. We're going backstage. Lexi Nair is backstage with Harley Cameron and Zach Gibson. Zach, is it Gibson? Yeah.
Gibson.
Oh, no, it's not. What is it, Zach? What's his last name? Knight? What's his last name?
Well, yeah,
Is it Knight?
or Zodiac.
I, I don't think this guy can wrestle.
Who?
Zach. It's Paige's brother.
I mean,
Soraya's brother.
he's
I
been
mean,
wrestling.
I know he can, but we don't ever see it. As far as I'm concerned, the dude can't wrestle. Like, he's been on TV now for a month and a half and has not wrestled once.
I don't think he's ever wrestled a match on TV.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's been wrestling for 20 years. He teaches wrestling,
I
but
understand that.
he's never wrestled on TV.
I understand. Yeah.
Huh.
So as far as I'm concerned, he's not even a wrestler.
It's kind of crazy to think about, huh?
Right? Angelo wearing him out with a pipe. Attacked Zach with a pipe.
But I mean,
Ruby and Angelo are having
like
problems
that,
now.
though. I feel like that's a lot harder to do nowadays, though, with everything being on Fight.
Yeah.
Like even indie wrestlers, eventually you'll get onto a Fight card.
Right. It looks like Ruby Soho just walked away from Angelo Parker. She had warned him against getting into it with Zach, told him she didn't want him to do it, and she basically said, I can't be here for this, and kissed him and walked off. So I don't know if she's technically like breaking up with him, if this is the end of their little fling. You like Ruby Soho and Angelo Parker together? You like their little love story, their soap opera story?
Not really, no. But I believe Anika's a fan of it. So
yeah, both me and Anika like it. I like it.
I mean, that's the thing with wrestling. We all don't have to like the same stuff.
No. And inevitably, we're not going to. You can't make everybody happy. You can't. And there are, a perfect example is there are guys that there's always going to be fans that are always going to deliberately like stuff that other people don't like on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Just to be, the whatever, controversial,
Oh,
whatever, you know.
oh, me and a buddy of mine got into it about that. Like, how do you not like R-Truth? I'm sorry, but there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you.
I could see it really either way. I mean, I'm an R-Truth fan, but I can also, there have been moments where I I felt bad for the stuff that they were giving him and what he's been relegated to in WWE. Obviously, he doesn't care because he's continued to stay there, and they're obviously making him, he's happy doing what he's doing. But from a fan's perspective, and knowing how good Ron Killings, the wrestler, is, like it's kind of sad to see what he's become in WWE, which is kind of a joke to a certain extent, and I can see how maybe that could be annoying to some people. Some of what he does could be annoying, but I like it. I mean, I love R-Truth, but I can see how you might not like him. Uh,
It's a difficult situation though, because like yes, he deserves better, but also he's happy to be there and he's having fun, and it's hard to hate that, you know.
yeah, I mean, he wouldn't continue to stay there if he wasn't happy with what he was doing, right? So,
Well, I think a big thing
um,
is he's also having fun.
yeah,
Like he
yeah,
enjoys what he does.
yeah, it comes off that way too. Uh, I
And
just, I just, when you see the wrong killings before WWE and then you see R-Truth, it's two totally different things, and I just it as a Ron Killings wrestling fan, I feel like they kind of made him into a joke, which even if he's okay with it and that's what he wanted to do and this is really him, just from a fan's perspective, I would have preferred seeing him in a more serious role. That's my own personal preference.
can
But
anybody else do what he does?
probably not. Not really. Not in the same way that he does it. Some of it's hit or miss. I mean, I'm an R-Truth fan, but some of the stuff he does, the little Jimmy stuff was amazing. I love the little Jimmy stuff. That's some of my favorite work. Um, I the whole 24/7 title and him being champion 57 times and that whole little. I didn't necessarily care for that little all of that stuff. A lot of what went on during that time.
And
Um,
I didn't like the title at all,
yeah, yeah, I
but
didn't
him
either.
and Drake Maverick made it watchable.
Yeah,
Like when it was ever people who weren't Drake Maverick and R-Truth, I wasn't for it. Like it was the worst thing on TV.
I think that's fair. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, but now, I mean, the stuff with the Judgment Day, he I think is really good again. Has been really fun. So I mean, I like that. I mean, I could, I mean, here's another thing. Like, I fucking hate Danhausen, but most people love him, and a lot of people, how can you not like Danhausen? Well, he's fucking annoying. There's nothing. I just don't like him. He's not fun to me. He's annoying. He's obnoxious and annoying. I find no redeeming qualities to Danhausen as far as wrestling goes. So, but a lot of people really love Danhausen and would be like, well, what do you mean you don't like Danhausen? Well,
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, I think it's kind of comparable to R-Truth in some respects. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I
so I don't know.
mean, comparable for characters, not comparable for in-ring ability.
No, or not even comparable for character skill. I mean, my opinion, of course, but I'm biased because I like one and not the other, right? I mean, R-Truth is really, really good at what he does. Whether I think WWE is making a joke out of him or not, he's still really good at what he does. I don't even think Danhausen is very good at what he does. Like, I don't.
I personally think the most comparable is Orange Cassidy.
To R-Truth. Wow.
I
That's
mean, I
tough
prefer
because
R-Truth, but
I
they
don't feel
have.
like I don't feel like WWE's ever been behind R-Truth the way AEW's been behind Orange Cassidy.
Not at all.
So I mean, in that regard, it's not fair. I mean, they have kind of similar jokey kind of gimmicks to their wrestling characters, so I can see that a little bit. But
And they're both phenomenal in-ring performers.
Yeah.
And
But yeah, I mean, Orange Cassidy's a main eventer in AEW, where R-Truth is not. I mean,
he should be though. He
oh,
definitely
he should be.
emerged to where he should be.
He's interjected himself in one of the bigger storylines right now in WWE, so that's a good thing. And he should be a main eventer, but overall in his career, he hasn't been used that way. I mean,
oh God, imagine if he wins the Money in the Bank and he's the one who dethrones Roman Reigns. Oh God.
So right now, real quick, we have the main event of Rampage. Right now, we got Next Strong, Roderick Strong of the Undisputed Kingdom, wrestling Matt Menard, formerly of the JAS. I believe recently Matt Menard has kind of made a face turn a little bit. So,
I mean, their whole faction has.
right.
I
mean, are they still even a faction?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if they still have Jake Hager or not.
Right.
I'm around.
So what is it? So it's just Sammy and Matt and Angelo now?
Sammy.
Yeah. Or who are you considering still in the faction?
Garcia.
Oh, yeah, I guess Daniel Garcia. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Sammy.
I was thinking Sammy Guevara, but I guess it has been a while since he's been with them.
Yeah,
I guess
he's been in like 2 factions since then.
I guess that's true. I guess I don't really think of them as a faction anymore. I think of them all as kind of doing their own thing. Angelo's off doing his thing with Ruby. Matt Menard usually is doing commentary. He doesn't wrestle all that much anymore. And Daniel Garcia is definitely on his own at this point, it seems like. I mean, I know Matt Menard still helps him.
Yeah,
I know he still comes to his aid and stuff. I mean, they're still clearly friends, but
that was the match at Revolution. Garcia versus Christian.
Right. Roderick Strong outside, getting consoled by Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Matt Menard out after Roderick Strong, giving it to him on the outside. Title eliminator match. So if Matt Menard gets the win here, he should get a shot at the title, the International Championship.
WrestleMania 15 to 20 were great.
I mean, like I said, 17 is widely considered the best of all time, and it falls right in the middle of those. So, yeah, I mean,
I need to go back and watch 12, 13, and 14 again, the late 90s ones.
Yeah.
Because
I thought there was some negative stuff around WrestleMania 2000. I could be wrong, but I thought for some reason I had heard some negative stuff about WrestleMania 2000, but I don't.
Probably mostly due to backstage stuff.
I could be mistaken.
Oh, no, I mean, you're probably right, but it's probably due to backstage stuff.
Right. My memory is terrible. I mean, if you just give me a WrestleMania and a number, I could never tell you who was in that WrestleMania or what matches were there. So for me to be like, oh, was it a good WrestleMania or a bad WrestleMania, I'd have to look it up and see who was even on the card and what the matches were to have any idea. Because just saying WrestleMania 20 was great or WrestleMania 20 was terrible, sure, I'll take your word for it because I don't even remember who was at WrestleMania 2000 or WrestleMania 17 for that matter. I think WrestleMania 17 is Rock and Stone Cold, right?
Which one?
17 is Rock and Stone Cold, yes. Which is the one where Jericho unified the titles for the first time. Wasn't that WrestleMania, or was that not WrestleMania?
I think that was just TV.
Oh, maybe it was. Because he beat both guys in the same night, right? Are you sure that wasn't in WrestleMania? Jericho unifies WWE titles. Yeah, let's see. Triple threat match against The Rock and Stone Cold, making him the first ever WWE Undisputed Champion.
There was December 9th, so definitely wasn't WrestleMania.
No, definitely wasn't WrestleMania then. Interesting. For some reason, I thought in my head that was at WrestleMania. But it was in 2001, so that's right at that junction between Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression. I fucking hated Chris Jericho at that time. God, he was like my least favorite wrestler in the world at that time. I could not stand his ever again.
So you said that was 2001 that Chris Jericho did that?
Yeah, that's what it says on Wikipedia or on Google.
Right. So that was September, October, November, December, around 4 months after the milk truck. Around half a year before Vince said ruthless aggression.
Right, so right in the middle of where you think it began and where they say it began, and yeah, interesting.
But I think that Chris Jericho doing that's also part of the Attitude Era ending.
No, I tend to agree with that. I think him beating both The Rock and Stone Cold was kind of their, it was, them kind of on the way out and him on the way in, right? So,
mm-hmm. And then also he lost pretty quick to Triple H. So
yeah. But he'll still forever be the first one to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first ever undisputed champion. Same night. And, arguably, like we've talked about, against maybe the two most, the two biggest names in professional wrestling history, The Rock and Stone Cold. So, oh, Roderick Strong dropped Matt Menard on the ring apron on his back. It looked like it was his head came crashing down. Roderick Strong is in control right now. Matt Menard's ribs are all taped up.
I gotta pee, but I'm gonna make it to the end of the show.
Make it to the end of the show. We got about 10 minutes left. 5 minutes in the show, and then just time to say goodbye and get out of here.
Right.
Roderick Strong with the choke, kind of a pseudo camel clutch type move at the moment on Matt Menard. Trying to wear him down, putting pressure on Menard's back and neck. Menard up, trying to fight his way out. Punches to the midsection, fighting off Roderick Strong. Strong with the big knee. Matt Menard's back down. Roderick Strong fucking with him, kicking him, or just kind of pushing his head around with his foot.
I got a bottle of wine that needs to be drank.
A bottle of wine. What kind of wine? White, red?
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir.
I needed a bit for my beef stew. But, you don't use that much, and there's for a lot of beef stew.
Yep. Oh, Matt Menard rallying here. Couple big clotheslines. Roderick Strong's in trouble. Menard is fired up, trying to get the crowd to fire up, or trying to get the crowd fired up.
One of the first things I'm going to do after we get off of here. I mean, first I'm going to pee. Then I'm going to fix a big old bowl of that beef stew.
It's only 8 o'clock here, and when we get off the phone, I'm going to take a couple bong hits and probably go to bed by like 9 o'clock. I'm tired. I had to start work an hour early today because I had to leave work an hour early on Wednesday. So I've been up and working since 6 a.m. So
I'm nocturnal. I'll go to bed at dawn.
Yeah. Oh. Rock bottom from Matt Menard. 2, and Roderick Strong kicks out.
What time do you usually get up?
I don't sleep well, so I'm an early riser. I'm usually up anywhere between 5 and 6 a.m.
Right, we got some recording to do. Do you want to record an episode before I go to bed?
Yeah, I mean, if you're still up, I mean.
Oh, wait, 5, 6 a.m., that's 7 to 8 for me. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'll be in bed by then. I was thinking 5, 6 my time. I was like, oh, yeah, I can stay up and do an episode. 7, 8, no, never mind.
Well, what are you going to be up again? What time are you going to wake up tomorrow if you go to bed at 7 or 8 in the morning?
Around noon your time.
Okay, cool. Well, that'll work. Yeah, so I'll be available then. The wife has to work tomorrow, so I should be available till about 3:30 or 4 to do Enter Square Circle stuff. Roderick Strong with the rib breaker 2. Matt Menard kicks out. Been a solid Rampage main event. Happy to see Matt Menard get an opportunity in a main event match against Roderick Strong. It's not a non-title match, but at least it's a title eliminator. I do think it's always weird when you have a title eliminator match against the champion. I guess you have to prove you can beat the champion to get a title shot. Okay. I guess somewhere that makes some sense. Boston Crab, Matt Menard has Roderick Strong turned over in the middle of the ring.
It's also a situation of, should you really be defending the title against, any Tom, Dick, and Harry who wants to challenge you?
No, you're probably right. Yes and no. I mean, Orange Cassidy did. But no, I mean, character work-wise, no, Roderick Strong's not the kind of character to do that, right? I mean, he's not.
If you want the title, you got to beat me twice.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
And then if you want to keep the title, you got to beat me a third time because I will get that rematch clause.
No doubt. Taven and Bennett interjected themselves into this match, putting Roderick Strong's foot on the rope to break up the count. The pin.
You kind of have to go through hell if you want a title, You got to beat the guy 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Oh, huge knee from Roderick Strong. Matt's in trouble. 1, 2, 3. Roderick Strong gets the win with the huge exploder knee in the corner. Taven and Bennett in the ring to celebrate. They got Roderick Strong on their shoulders as he's holding the title high. Assuming this is going to be the last shot of Rampage for this week.
I really wish WWE treated R-Truth as well as AEW treats Orange Cassidy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No doubt. The Kingdom is continuing to wear out Matt Menard. Beat up Matt Menard.
Oh, I'm well past that.
Oh, are you? Okay. I'm waiting to see if somebody comes out to help him. Oh. Best friends coming out to help him. Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy.
EVP Trigger.
Matt Menard. Trent and Orange. Nice shirts, guys. It just says Trent and Orange.
It has other stuff on it beneath.
Does something else happen, or is it just these guys hugging and that's the end of it?
Oh, something else happens.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Bucks, double low blows to Orange Cassidy and Best Friend, or to Trumperetta.
I'm surprised you didn't hear what I said.
I heard you say EVP Trigger, but I didn't know if you were just saying. Sometimes you just say random stuff. Like I wasn't sure, like if it was actually
like
happening.
My family.
Because at this point, like the Bucks hadn't been anywhere. I hadn't seen them. So I was like, okay, maybe he's just making some comment. Now I see the EVP Trigger. So the Bucks are in the ring as I guess Rampage is going off the air here. It looks like. So let's see. We will get up out of here in just a minute. All right. Let's see. Just real quick. Remember the wrestling club. They are going to WrestleMania. It is kids. It's a bunch of kids. It's a club for young kids that are going to get to go to WrestleMania. Please, if you have the ability, donate. They've already got their tickets and they've got their transportation, and their hotel money. But everything costs money, so any little bit helps. It's a great cause. So make sure and support that if you can. And what else? Join us tomorrow for our Saturday Night is All Right AEW Collision watch along. I don't know who will be here for that, but someone should be here for that. So we'll see you then. Join us on Tuesday for the Cookout Special Edition Hall of Fame edition next Tuesday, April 2nd. And yeah. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Stay tuned for an exciting week. You'll definitely see the two of us back on Sunday for some Enter the Square Circle.
Yes, join us for that as we continue the round robin for number one contender to Bobby Lashley's Enter the Square Circle World Heavyweight Championship.
And I'm all for Bobby being the forever Enter the Square Circle champion.
Here we go. All right, starting with that. Boo. No, we're not doing that. We will have. I mean, obviously, I can't rig the game to have Bobby lose, but no, he will not hold the belt for 1,400 days. We're not doing that.
Oh, and after this tournament's over, we're going to be having a very big special for everybody.
Yes, a big pay-per-view special.
And I think we're going to do it live.
But 2K pay-per-view special, yes, where Bobby will defend his championship. The Mysterios will defend their championship. There will be a new mid-card champion announced because Riddle had to vacate his title.
We'll do a women's rumble, and the winner of that will face Becky for the championship.
And then we have a grudge match between Sammy Joe and Drew McIntyre.
Well, maybe. Unless Drew's facing Bobby.
Barring Drew facing Bobby, we will get Sammy Joe versus Drew in the grudge match of the century. All right. So until next time, peace.